What's up, everybody? Welcome to Talking Again podcast. I am your host, Fidel. This is The Tap. Thank you for tuning in, and please make sure and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to click on the notification bell. You can also find the show on all your popular podcast platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen. Let's get this show started. Salud. There you go. Michael Alarcon.
Thanks for calling me back.
Yeah, man. Always starting my show like always. You just started it. You know you did it, right? You know you did it again, right?
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No. I'm joking. I'm really pulling it. I think that was great. That just shows how I think you're like a natural at it. Or maybe you listen to a lot of podcasts.
You know what? Actually, I was listening to A.O. Hawani when we came down here.
I
was actually listening because, like, I when I saw the fights, like, I wanted to follow their story after the fights.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I guess it was like interviewing like a couple of people, and there was this one fighter that actually like hurt her leg. And I don't know if you saw during the fights. She came down and like doctor checked her knee and stuff like that. Her knee.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah.
You're talking about the last fight, right? Conor McGregor's running fight.
Yeah, but I guess it was I forget who fought, but like yeah.
I don't know.
Me neither.
Yeah. But so she injured the leg and then.
Yeah, she injured her leg, and then I guess the other fighter was like telling her Hawani that she actually didn't want to go. She didn't want to go for the knee because she wanted to fight her standing up, and she didn't want to like hurt her in that way. I mean, she knew she hurt her knee, and she didn't want to, I guess, like, you know, go after her knee. She wanted to go out on her own sword or whatever.
How do you feel about that? Like, you don't take advantage of it?
Well, that's
as
actually
a competitor.
That's actually a very good question because, like, yeah, of course, if someone's actually like hurting and stuff like that, then, like, you know, like, to win a fight, of course you would go after
win
that.
Is a win. I mean,
but I guess like it depends on certain people. If you know, like, if you want to really like try to like take them out, like, you know, I don't know, a noble way, then, you know, of course go for it. But for me, obviously, like, if I see somebody hurt, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Does that go to like for example, when you get a guy that knocks someone out, their head goes back, referee doesn't jump in, doesn't stop it because just, you know, is close by but doesn't stop it, do you go in for the kill? Or do you just kind of tap maybe?
No,
you know?
if I'm not a fighter, of course, but like if I would see, like, if I actually have somebody that's actually going out, and I would actually, if I would knock them out and I would visually see them getting knocked out and stuff like that, I wouldn't go for like a second or third hit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's unsportsmanlike conduct, but. Mm-hmm. There has been a couple of times where I have seen other fighters going after him, and I was like, "Oh shoot!"
Yeah, well,
to that, really hated him.
And to that note, though, there might be some guys, some fighters that actually will take that fall, and then will come to, you know, a couple seconds later and are ready to go. Where, let's say you give them those 2 seconds, and then they come back and hit you or up kick you, or you know, of course. You never know, right?
It's a
double-edged sword.
When they actually go back and stuff like that, or when, like, you know, like they hit them and then their head hits the floor, that's actually 2 hits. It's the hit from your opponent, and then when you hit the floor, that's actually a second hit because, like, you know, there's dead weight, and then like when you hit the floor, and, like, you know, that probably like hurts you even more.
Oh yeah, no, you know what? I think my thing would be when the guy stiffens up. When he locks in, and then, you know, legs, arms lock in. You've seen it, right? Mm-hmm. They just lock in. Mm-hmm. I think Darren Till, you know, when Jorge Masvidal knocked him out, and then he just kind of stiffened up like that, right? I think at that point you're just kind of like, all right, everything else is an overkill, kind of like, you know.
Or Ben Askren against Masvidal.
That's another one. Yeah.
Oh
Jesus.
God,
that was another one. Yeah. His toes just kind of like crunched. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that one was pretty violent. It was pretty brutal. You know what?
It was good TV though.
Yeah. Well, you know what was cool about that was Masvidal was hanging out. I don't know if you remember this. I know you've seen the clip over and over, but I don't know, watching it live, I'm watching him like he's just chilling on the fence. And I'm like, I'm not thinking anything like, oh, he's got something up his sleeves, but I was thinking like, this guy knows something that we don't know.
Yeah.
You know, that's how he was leaning back, just kind of smiling with a smirk on his face. And then once the bell rung, he just ran in there and, you know, it was just crazy.
Oh my God. I couldn't even believe it.
Yeah.
And you know what? To be honest with you, I couldn't even believe the Conor McGregor fight. I thought it ended too early. I thought I think Donald Cerrone, he's a journeyman and he's been there for a long time. And I thought he was gonna give him at least 1 or 2 rounds, not 40 seconds, man.
Yeah, I know.
But you know what? This time when Conor McGregor was going through the interviews and stuff like that. Obviously, he was a lot more kinder and a lot more, not more, less brassy, and
he's growing up as a fighter, maturing.
I could see the maturity in his words and things that he was using, and he was always talking about patience and stuff like that. Yeah. Patience is a skill that every human has to master, and hopefully he does good in his new attitude.
Yeah.
But he was talking the right way, and even though. Before I kind of didn't like Conor McGregor, but who knows? I wish him well, and I wish Donald Cerrone well.
Yeah, and he's a warrior, like you say, journeyman. He'll still be fighting. He didn't talk or even mention retirement.
Yeah.
Even though it kind of sounded like that towards the end of the speech, but I don't think he's nowhere near retiring. The guy has a lot of good fights. Still I think, and then. Getting hit the way he got hit, I don't think it was as bad. Again, I'm not a fighter, so I wouldn't know. But I don't think. I think losing 40 seconds is better than kind of like getting your ass kicked for 5 rounds, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, sorry, pardon my French, but I was gonna try to keep this PG, but oh well. We do have a studio audience, just to let you guys all know, breaking the fourth wall right now. But studio audience right there, say hi. Well, you guys, they can't see you, but me and Michael can.
So where'd you see the fight at?
I saw it here.
Oh, you saw it.
So like I mentioned to you guys before, I was kind of sick, under the weather. I just got over the flu, so I didn't really want to go out too much, and even though I did go out to a couple parties, I did watch it here at home, just chilling.
That's cool.
But I got home a little later than I thought I would. I think it was like maybe 8:30 or so. So I didn't get to see like that fight you mentioned about the.
I think her name was Roxy. I don't know all the MMA fighters' names, but it's tough.
I had to create a list. Because even after creating this, I was like, oh yeah. Off the top of my head, I wouldn't know. I'm legit a casual fan.
Yeah.
Where I was, I think maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, was maybe 5 years ago when GSP was fighting. I was into it. Like I knew every fighter. I knew all about them. I knew what weight class I knew. Now I just kind of watch it because it's fun to watch. I'll keep watching, but I'm not gonna just get all into it like I used to. I just can't.
Who's your favorite MMA fighter
of all time?
Who actually? I said actually twice, but who actually?
It's like Tony 2 times.
Like
get the papers.
Made you look at MMA for the first time?
Tito Ortiz.
Tito Ortiz?
Yeah, Tito Ortiz. Well, he's the one that got me to really want to watch it consistently.
Yeah.
But I remember watching some fights back in the day. Like, I don't remember watching UFC 1 live. I can't say that I will. But I think the first live fight that I watched was UFC 6.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching that one live. And that one was, do you remember Dan Severn?
Yeah.
He fought Alec Turturk.
Mm-hmm.
I think his name is Turturk.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the fights that kind of got me like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, back then I think it was still like Short Circuit or something like that, right? Or Closer, was it? Not Short Circuit is a movie. Jeez. Was it Close? Close Circuit?
I think it's Close Circuit.
Close Circuit.
I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But
it's definitely not Short Circuit. Johnny Five, okay? UFC 6 was kind of like the one that I saw live.
Yeah.
And Tito Ortiz was the guy, my fighter. That was my dude. And still to this day, he's still fighting, dude.
Yeah, of course. That's crazy, man. Like, you put your body, you maintain your body in a specific way, and he's getting up there, and he's getting up there in age, but
he took a lot of L's towards the end of his UFC career, and due to some injuries and neck injuries or whatever, and surgery after many surgeries. Now, I mean, he looks good, but I mean,
how long is he gonna go?
Yeah.
You know, he's probably gonna get gassed out a lot more. He's gonna have to win all his fights by like first round knockout, maybe second round, because I don't see him lasting that long.
Yeah.
You know, even though you say you can, but you know, but there is a 42-year-old that's on my list, and we'll get to the list right now. But a 42-year-old, I'm gonna have to go cheat. Hold on. Here we go. Because I don't know where he's at. Oh yeah, Damian Maia.
Oh, Damian
Maia, 42 years old.
Damian Maia is still a cat though. Damian Maia is still legit in jiu-jitsu and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if he takes people down to the ground, they're actually probably gonna get submitted by him because he's such a good jiu-jitsu specialist.
He has a 3-fight win streak.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither.
But he has a 3-fight win streak.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, good for you, Damian Maia.
I think when I was growing up, my favorite fighter actually watching was Fedor Emelianenko when he was in Pride and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like he was like almost 10 years before he lost. I think Fabricio Verdum actually submitted him for the first time, and like that was like, what the heck? He hasn't lost in 10 years, and like I think I almost spit out my beer when that happened. You know? It's pretty intense.
Yeah, Fedor was another dude that was just like that intimidating guy, and not even because of the way he looked, just because of his credentials, you know, his record.
Yeah.
But he was intimidating, dude.
Yeah.
You know, you know what it was? If you can describe an animal fighting in the ring, it's Fedor as a bear. He would just maul you.
Yeah.
Right?
And he has like this like intense, like, I don't know, he doesn't every picture that I see him in, he's always has the same face.
Yeah.
It's not like he's mean mugging the camera or anything like that. He's just got this stone cold like stare.
Yeah.
And I think, oh my God, dude, like if I ever see Fedor Emelianenko, I would tear me up. Oh my God.
And again, not because you're fearful for his look, it's because of what you know he can do.
Yeah, of course. And then my second fighter was Anderson Silva. Like Anderson Silva was like a cat, and like when he had the belt and stuff like that, he was knocking out people like ferociously.
Yeah.
And like I loved his style,
and he made it look so easy.
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Another one though to mention, and not to take away anything from Anderson Silva, we can get back to that conversation later. But Vitor Belfort was another guy, the phenom. He was scary, dude.
Yeah, heck
I remember watching him fight, like when he fought what's his name? You know, he would do this all the time.
Oh, Wanderlei Silva.
Wanderlei Silva. Dude, when he got him, just like when he was wearing those wrestling shoes, you remember those wrestling shoes?
Yeah.
And he just teed off on him.
Yeah, I think he knocked him out in the first round, right?
Yeah.
I remember that fight.
Yeah, that one was another one. What would be your best MMA fight? I think entire card that you could think of,
like
or that comes
past?
to mind. Past, present, you know.
Well, obviously past.
Bro, yeah.
I would seriously have to think about that one.
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and I just threw it out there. I don't have one either. I just threw it out there.
I would say like the best fight for me is watching Anderson Silva get his butt kicked for like 5 rounds, and then the last couple of seconds get a triangle on Chael Sonnen.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, oh my God, because he was like the most, I don't know. I mean, he was like my favorite fighter at the time, and to see that happening like right in front of me and submitted, and like I don't know, like 10 more seconds and Chael Sonnen would have won the belt, but like I was like, dang, that's pretty cool.
Do you think that was you? Because I mean, Chael Sonnen was he was a freak, but do you think that was just Anderson Silva took him lightly and just kind of not really prepared himself for the fight? And
you know, there could be many things that went on. I do know that Chael Sonnen is a very good wrestler, and
right?
Like,
yeah, take down.
Maybe Anderson Silva wasn't prepared for that. You know,
yeah,
just because like he's so involved with like jiu-jitsu and everything like that, and maybe he wasn't expecting him to be that strong.
Yeah. Well, see, Anderson Silva, in my opinion, he's a great jiu-jitsu artist and everything, practitioner, but he was a striker. To me, Anderson Silva was a striker.
Yeah.
You know, most of his wins are probably about knockout.
Yeah.
Do you remember that Rich Franklin win?
Yeah.
Rich Franklin.
That was sick. Oh my God. That's the one. No, which is the one where he actually got a I remember he knocked out somebody with knees. Was that Rich Franklin?
Yeah. And he broke his nose.
Yeah. That was pretty ugly. That was pretty nasty.
Yeah. Then the Forrest Griffin one, when he made him cry, run out, he ran backstage.
And it's a tough sport, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting knocked out by Anderson Silva and then crying in the back, dude.
You wouldn't mind? I wouldn't mind. So, yeah, dude, I'd be like, nah. It depends on how much I'm getting paid.
At least I tried, right? At least I tried.
Have you ever been to a live event?
I have. I think it was with
Excuse me,
Leon Machida when he was fighting. Actually, who was he fighting? Shoot, I can't remember who he fought. But it was at the Staples Center.
Leon Machida at the Staples Center. Blah, 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 blah. Was it Shogun Rua? Was it that fight?
You know what? I believe so.
It might have been that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. And then I remember seeing a couple of my friends there, and then we were like drinking at the bar and stuff like that. But we had a good time over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My fight was I think it's the only MMA fight that I've been to, and that one was at Anaheim. I think back then it was called a Pond, or maybe it was a Honda Center already, but it was in Anaheim, and it was Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
That must have been awesome.
That was dope. It was so cool. Yeah, I remember that. They had a rematch in WWE.
No way.
Yeah. They had a rematch. Brock Lesnar? Yeah, Brock Lesnar won.
Brock Lesnar won.
I'm getting notes from my son, the in-studio audience. Yeah. Brock Lesnar won. But I think Kane will be back. I don't think it was a one and done with the WWE.
You know what? I think Cain Velasquez signed with the WWE.
He did, right?
Yeah, I think so. So
yeah.
I don't know when they're gonna bring him into the script or anything like that.
Yeah, they'll probably bring him back.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's like he's working out somewhere because he's not, he needs to learn the bumps and all that. Yeah. But it seems like the studio audience wants to get in and talk about WWE right now. We'll save that for another show, guy.
So what do you got written down?
What I got written down. Wait, let me finish telling you about the Honda Center one.
Apologies.
Not that it matters or anything, but I did see. I ran into comedian Joey Coco Diaz.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know that guy?
Yeah.
Okay, I ran into him. Hey, say what's up to him, and I still to this day think he remembers me. Probably doesn't, but because my name was Fidel, and he goes Castro like that right away. That's all he said because he's Cuban, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, and then the other one was Nam Fan. Nam, you remember Nam Fan? Nam Fan was he was in I think The Ultimate Fighter, and then from there he went on and fought many fights for the UFC until they kind of just phased him out. But I think he actually started boxing, and he was in the boxing circuit for a while. Or he still might be, but anyways, that's about it.
That's cool.
But that was my little claim to fame. My list. Okay, so this is what I did. I went onto UFC.com and I looked up at like a list, like a top 10 fighters type of list. And there wasn't anything concrete, but there is a writer, Thomas, I hope I'm saying his name right, Gerbasi, and he's the editorial director for Zuffa, which is, UFC. And he said it was just really hard for him to choose an actual top 10. So he's going to do one that's a very loose one, but it's more of an opinion. Well, obviously they're all opinions of the writer. And just like this is, I'm going to give my 2 cents on each fighter if I have one. And just like you, hopefully you will too. So we'll start off with, and we'll just go off from 1 through 10, and then we'll just call it a show.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, how's that? Yeah?
Sounds good to me.
So the first one, or do you want to start with from the bottom? Let's start from the bottom.
Okay.
All right, from the bottom. So from 10 to 1. Zhang Weili.
I think she's pretty good. We were talking to her earlier about like her. She has the strap right now. So like, good for her. I do believe that she's gonna fight Joanna.
Yeah, John. You know what?
Like
we'll take one from Chael Sonnen. He calls her Joanna the Champ.
Okay.
And he'll still call her Joanna the Champ because he can't pronounce her last name.
Okay, Joanna the Champ.
I
think that's going to be a good fight, and I think that's actually going to because Joanna is a very good boxer.
Mm-hmm.
But the new champ, she's very, very strong. She's very, very strong-willed, so that's going to be a good fight. I'm expecting that fight to be like a good five rounder. I don't think I don't think nobody's gonna be like taking anybody to the floor. I think it's just gonna be a stand and bang.
Yeah. I am. Well, I think I agree. I think it's gonna be stand and bang, but I think someone's gonna go down.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it's Joanna because I just like her. I like seeing her as a champion.
Yeah.
You know, and but this girl Zhang Wei Li, I mean, she beat like Tisha Torres, Jessica Andrade, and
she's a tough girl.
She's tough, dude. So
I'm pretty sure she could beat my ass too.
oh, me and you both in the same time probably, and we probably beat her by like 300 pounds. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it'll be a good fight. I think you know, I think that fight's coming up in February, or is that a February fight? It might be February fight, but it'll be fun.
I need to look at my notes.
Yeah. I sorry, you know, I should have wrote that down. But all right, so number 9 came in as Peter Yan. And I don't know if it's Peter Yan or Petre, but it's Peter Yan, the Russian guy. I think it's Russian.
Oh, I'm not too familiar with that fighter, to be honest with you.
So he has some wins over John Dodson,
Uh-huh.
Jimmy Rivera, and he's the guy that just beat Uriah Faber.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
he knocked him out in the first round, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
he
was like
knocked him
40
out pretty
seconds.
bad.
Excuse me.
So, I mean, like, I was very impressed by the way he handled Uriah Faber. And,
Yeah.
like, you know, let's see what happens with his future in the MMA community. But just from that knockout alone, that pretty much made him a good fighter. Uriah Faber has been around for a while, and that's a big name to have. Like,
yeah,
if you
and he's an aged fighter, Uriah Faber, but at the same time, he came back. He's not like, you know, he took 3 years off maybe.
yeah.
But he came back and he was still doing damage.
When he came
you know?
back, he knocked out his opponent.
Yeah, I don't
then-
remember who it was, but
Yeah, and then like that guy knocked out Uriah Faber, but you know, like it's MMA, like
Right.
everybody loses, you know.
you know,
Eventually, everybody loses.
yeah. And perfect example, like Justin Gaethje kind of fighter. You know, that guy
Yeah.
loses all. Well, he was losing all the time, and then all of a sudden, he just at any moment he can knock you out, and it's over. You know,
Yeah.
lights out for you.
Yeah.
So, anyways, fighter number 8. This one here, dude, I totally forgot about him. I swear. I don't know. You know, again, because I'm not into. I don't watch it like I don't geek out on it like I used to. So, Alexander Volkanovski.
Alexander, you know what? Alexander's pretty good.
Yeah. No, he's really good. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
champ.
Yeah.
He's a champ. And one of the most impressive things is like how he beat Jose Aldo and Max Holloway,
Yeah.
2 former champions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's I think to me again, because I'm the casual fan now.
Yeah.
Low key, great fighter. I mean, up and coming, just great fighter, about to take over that division.
Yeah. I believe that, like he still has like a couple of good years in him, and
Yeah.
like he's young, he's hungry,
Mm-hmm.
and like you know, the sky's the limit if he really wants to, you know, pursue like after like another weight division, after he like handles his division and stuff
Yeah.
like that, then I do see him like, you know, being very successful in UFC.
Yeah, I think, you know, Alexander might have he might be defending that bout quite a bit if Max Holloway doesn't, because Max Holloway said he didn't want a rematch. Now, he didn't say I don't need one or anything. He said I don't want a rematch.
Well, like Max Holloway, he beat Max Holloway very decisively.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But next fighter would be Kamaru Usman.
Kamaru Usman, him and Masvidal have been talking a lot.
Yeah,
So
they have.
Let's see what happens there, because I guess something that happened during the Conor McGregor fight this past Sunday is, I guess he was supposed to call out Masvidal, and then like he was supposed to come in the ring or something like that, and like, you know, like them talking to each other and stuff like that.
Is that factual or rumor or whatever?
It was a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I don't know if you've seen the Arawani show. He was actually talking about it today, and he was saying like Conor McGregor sealed his fate, so now I'm gonna go after him, Usman, right?
Yeah.
So I guess now he wants to fight him. He
Yeah,
says
yeah.
he's dead.
I
So let's
see that
what
one
happens.
happening for sure, because I heard something or saw something about Conor McGregor's next fight, and I don't know how true it is, but the rumor that I saw was McGregor Diaz.
Oh, part 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Again, I don't know if it was just one of those. You know, again, it's Instagram news. You know, you can't really believe Instagram news, but that's where I saw it. But But yeah, no, Kamaru Usman, he the way he beat Tyron Woodley, took the bout.
Dude, he beat him. He beat him bout. He beat him bout to bout.
It was just
He was like totally on top.
Dominated
of each and every round and dominated everything.
Where Tyron hasn't fight since then, right?
No. He is gonna. I believe he is gonna fight, but I don't remember his opponent. But I think he's gonna fight in like another month or two. But like hopefully he comes back and hopefully
And hopefully he does, and he comes back a different fighter, because it didn't even look like the Woodley we thought. And Kamaru Usman's good, but to just not show up, it seemed like Woodley just didn't show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyways, we're not talking about Woodley, we're talking about Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes. Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah, she's deadly. She's really, really strong, and she has her cardio is really, really good, and the way she boxes is very precise.
Yeah. No, I love watching her fight. I love watching her win, and she dances her little dance performance at the end. Oh, dude.
What is she? Is she Russian or?
No, she's not Russian. I don't even know if she's not Croatian, man. But I don't know. She's some part of European, right? I don't know. But yeah, Shevchenko. I don't know. I'm trying to think what she is.
She's really good.
Yeah,
I really like her. She's another person that's actually like in the USA who is actually in her prime.
Yeah.
And anybody that she faces right now is obviously going to be in major trouble, because like she's champion right now, right?
No, is she?
I don't know.
No, I don't think she's champion.
No,
I think she might be contender.
Oh, but obviously, I mean, like anybody that faces her and stuff like that, like they're gonna be in a world of trouble, because like she's very. I don't know. I think she's taller than most girls.
Yeah, I think she's tall for her division. Yeah. So, but I mean, she's a beast. I think I remember she probably has. I don't know if have they called out or decided on like top knockouts of the year, best matches of the year. I don't think they've decided that, right? For like 2019. But she might have one of the best knockouts of 2019 versus Jessica Ai. You remember that leg kick? Well, no, she kicked her in the eye. Yeah. No pun intended. But she like hit her hard, dude, and she laid her out. One of those flatlines that we were talking about,
Yeah.
But
I hate see fighters when they get like that after they get knocked out. It's pretty bad.
It's not fun. I mean, we at the moment we jump and we're like, oh, but it's not fun. Yeah.
You feel bad for the fighter. But it's the name of the game.
Yeah, it's Ultimate Fighting. Jorge Masvidal. We talked about him earlier.
Yeah, that guy could go either way. That guy could go against Usman, and then he's talking about the Conor McGregor fight. So like, let's see what happens. But I think let me see.
I mean, he's only ranked like 4. I think it's 4.
I think Khabib's gonna face Tony Ferguson, correct?
Yeah.
So like they say,
well, it's different weight class, right?
Yeah. Well, like Conor McGregor fought in 170. Now I believe Khabib's in 155 maybe.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, don't quote me.
Again,
but
yeah.
I guess Conor McGregor like jumped a weight class because obviously I don't think Conor McGregor's ready for Khabib yet.
For Khabib?
Yeah.
For the rematch?
Yeah.
I think people might say that or might argue that he won one round.
Yeah.
But then,
come on.
But then he went and lost. He went and lost that last round, like nasty. Yeah.
But I think if Masvidal would have faced Conor McGregor, I do believe that Masvidal really does have a good chance of knocking him out. But obviously, Conor McGregor has a good chance of knocking him out as well. So.
I think their styles are the same. They match up very well.
Yeah.
It's going to be if they were to fight, it's going to be a great fight, dude. Yeah. Because, you got that explosive Conor, quick, boom, 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 won't make the mistakes. I mean, we were talking about the Cerrone fight. The way he got him, it was,
with the shoulder.
Well, he did come in with the knee, kind of like Jorge Masvidal. Yeah. He came in with the knee and he hit him in the cheek.
Yeah.
Kind of bruised him up, stunned Cerrone, I believe. And then once they got into that clinch, it stunned him enough that Cerrone didn't want to let go. I think he was phased. Yeah. Cerrone didn't want to let go. When he started throwing those shoulders up there,
I think he broke his nose during that.
On the shoulder ones.
Yeah.
It wasn't those shoulder strikes. They were strikes. They weren't like defensive, shoulder bumps that you normally give. Like they were strikes. I mean, they were knockout power type of strikes. You know what I mean? So for Conor to do something like that, I think a fight versus Jorge Masvidal, that was probably gonna be. They might be waiting to make that one like, see how much more money they can make on that fight.
Yeah, I
Like
think
more of a build up, maybe.
I think Masvidal is waiting on the Khabib and the Tony Ferguson fight
Yeah.
because like who knows if anybody pulls out, because I don't know if you know, but Khabib and Ferguson have been I think they were trying to fight 4 times and it never happened. So if
Right,
somebody pulls out, I think Conor McGregor is going to take the person that is out of the fight, and that's going to be the new main event. But like Masvidal is obviously in there as well.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
He's arguably up contention for fighter of the year.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
As far as UFC fighter of the year.
Yeah.
He's the BMF champion. You know what I mean? So it doesn't get any better than that. So the next fighter we'll talk about right now is Damian Maia, the 42-year-old Damian Maia.
Damian Maia is pretty good.
Yeah,
I like Damian Maia, but to be honest with you, I think he's part of the later rounds. I mean, the later rounds. He's 42, and I don't think he's going to be in his prime that much longer.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where he's at in the spectrum of the pound per pound, but like, I would just go with people that don't have a good wrestling base.
Yeah.
For the rest of his career.
Yeah.
So that we could get him down and just submit him.
Give him good matches.
Yeah.
To me, I think he's on this list for an honorable mention. Like he has 3 wins, but again 2. And the his biggest win is his last win against Ben Askren. But as we know, Ben Askren, not much of his career in the UFC. I don't know much about Ben Askren as far as before UFC. I didn't really follow all the other.
Ben Askren was very good in other organizations.
Right.
He was very
champion,
very good.
Strikeforce, I think, right, or something like that.
And like he had 0 defeats, but Dana White would always. I don't know if
they had beef or some of that.
They had beef for a couple of years, and he's been wanting to come over for a couple of years, but Dana White would always say like, "You're boring because you wrestle and stuff like that." But like. I thought Ben Askren was actually going to do good in the UFC, but obviously that first fight was against Masvidal, right?
Yeah.
And that guy cleaned his clock out.
Yep.
So, and then I think after that, like they had the Damian Maia fight, and after the Damian Maia fight, he retired, right?
Yeah. His first fight wasn't against Masvidal, was it? No.
Oh, no, it was against.
He fought Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, Robbie Lawler, and Robbie Lawler cleaned his clock out too, but like. He miraculously like hung on to that headlock, and that's what won the fight. But
that bulldog headlock.
If he wouldn't have done that, I think Robbie Lawler would have mauled him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
what about Justin Gaethje?
Justin Gaethje is pretty good too.
Yeah.
And Justin Gaethje should be in the mix as well because
he had his share of losses.
Yeah. But
at the same time, or like now when it matters, is he's had like 3 straight wins. And knockouts.
Mm-hmm.
He beat the Barbosa one. That one I know he knocked him out.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting leg kicked like crazy. Obviously Barbosa, and then he took him out with 1 punch.
Mm-hmm.
Wear and tear, but he took him out 1 punch and laid him out. He beat Cerrone, but nowadays everybody's beating Cerrone. So my boy Cerrone, man, I love that dude. But
dude, I really thought that he was gonna give Conor McGregor a good fight, but
yeah, I was hoping so too. But it didn't happen. So we're getting down to the last 2 fighters.
Okay,
we're almost there. So we'll go with Henry Cejudo, the Triple C champion. Right. Well, he had to give up one of the belts, but for a while he was a Triple C champ.
Yeah. Did you hear who his next opponent's going to be? Dana White said that it's going to be Jose Aldo.
Really?
Yeah. And after Jose Aldo, like I thought he won his last fight, but they actually gave it to his opponent. But like I always like Jose Aldo, just with like his upbringing and like his backstory and stuff like that.
Was it so it was against Marlon Moraes? Jose Aldo versus Marlon Moraes, or no?
You know what? I do not know.
I forgot. Yeah. Okay.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a couple of weeks ago, but like but I thought Jose Aldo won the fight, but like he didn't win. But Dana White, I guess when that fight happened, I guess what's his name? Cejudo.
Cejudo, yeah.
Yeah,
Henry
he
Cejudo.
actually texted Dana White and said that he wants
He wants
Jose Aldo. So I guess they were talking. And I do believe that fight's coming up, and I want Jose Aldo to win just only because like I want him to taste one gold one last time, but
Yeah.
Cejudo was a very, very good.
Cejudo's really good, and I want
He's
Jose
elite.
Aldo. He is elite. I want Jose Aldo to win, not so much because for what he's going to do to his legacy, but I want him to win because I just don't like Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, Henry Cejudo is like very, very cocky.
Yeah.
And like he's just like cringe worthy.
It's just kind of like, dude, you come on. I know you're right now. You're trying out for the WWE. You know what I mean? Because that's what he wants for.
Really? He does?
Oh, come on. Yeah. The way he talks, dude. The way he's brushing himself up to get ready to be. You remember he's a gold Olympic champion.
Yeah.
And he's all about making records and being the greatest. Who do you think who he's trying to model off after?
I don't know.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Yes. I think he wants to go into the WWE, dominate the UFC. Once he's done there, he wants to go into the WWE.
Yeah.
And then dominate there.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. But who knows? We'll see.
Make money from one organization to another.
Why not?
I mean, like if that was me, I would do the same thing too. You know?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. The last fighter.
All right.
And according to Mr. Thomas Gerbasi, it's the number one fighter.
Who's that?
Israel Adesanya.
Oh yeah.
He's the one that took out your boy Anderson Silva, passing the throne.
Everybody was taking out Anderson Silva now, but
yeah.
Let's see what happens with when he does finally go against John Jones, because John Jones and him have been trading jabs with each other on Twitter.
Yeah.
So let's see.
You think that's gonna happen?
I hope it happens.
I understand. I mean, Adesanya has to go up. Or unless it has to be like some kind of catchweight.
But John Jones has been talking about heavyweight too, and
I don't see that fight. I think that's just jibber jabber. I really don't see that happening.
But
I know people want to see it.
I think if that happens, like, that John Jones. I don't know if you consider him this way, but have you ever played video games and you played the boss on the last level or whatever? He's like a bad guy, video games like bad guy.
Yeah.
So like John Jones is a bad man.
Yeah. He's a beast. You know what I mean?
I believe if they actually do fight, I think John Jones is going to school him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, Israel has his hands full. Like I said, he fought, took out Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
I said he has his hands full. I don't even know who he's fighting next, to be honest with you. But
isn't he fighting Uriel Romero?
That's right. Okay, he's fighting Uriel Romero. That's right.
That's gonna be a big test.
It'll be him. Yeah, it will be. Romero's a beast.
Yeah, he's huge. Yeah. He's like really, really strong.
I can't believe how big he is. Excuse me. I was having an attack. That dude seems like he should be a 205er or almost a heavyweight sometimes. Just because he's so short. But no, dude, Israel's fight against Kevin Gastelum. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I think that could have been fight of the year.
Yeah.
It was a really good fight.
They were going back and forth on each other.
I think Israel won by decision, right? If
yeah.
I'm not correct. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. That fight, I actually wanted him to lose because I liked the
Kevin Gastelum.
Yeah, I like Kevin.
Me too.
So I was like,
some people say I look like Kevin sometimes when I call my hair.
Let's see what you do in your other fight. So he's earning his stripes right now.
Yeah.
So I do believe that Israel is very, very talented.
Yeah.
So and he's young too. So like I do understand like cockiness comes into it, but good for him.
Oh, like his dance, his walk up music dance. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
He had a whole music video that walking up to.
As long as he's doing the keeps him happy.
Yeah.
Say go for it. But he's gonna be a young, good fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be fun. That was, most of that was 2019. I think we talked a little bit about the 2020 fight that the UFC kicked off, which was Conor and Cerrone. I expected, I think, a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. The UFC's fun, dude. It's fun to watch. I mean, there's a lot of good fights, and there's fights, it seems like almost every weekend now.
Yeah.
So
UFC is like a big venue now.
oh yeah,
So like yeah, when they have like fights every weekend, it's just like, man, it's just like it's getting to be like the NFL or something like that. It's so huge.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you got fights during the week sometimes. You know, like some fight nights on Friday.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the Ultimate Fighter is still around, but is it around? I don't watch it. I haven't watched it since I don't remember how long. I don't remember the last time. I don't watch it anymore. But I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Fighter. Anyways, the UFC with signing with ESPN, it's only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal.
I got ESPN too.
Did you?
A
Oh,
couple of
well,
days
you
ago,
have to
yeah.
get. You have
Yeah.
to in order for you to watch. That's the only bummer, dude. You have to have ESPN Plus in order for you to watch pay-per-view.
Or stream it. But
Oh, you're gonna have to show me how to do that and save me some
I don't
money.
stream anything.
Oh, okay.
No, just
Anyways, well, hey man, this has been fun. We got to do another one maybe mid-year.
yeah,
We'll-
that would have been cool. Next time, like Jason would be cool.
Yeah, we'll bring in Jason.
Yeah,
in
I
there.
haven't. Like,
I know
I haven't
he-
seen him in a long time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, last time it was Jacob that was here.
Yeah.
I know Jason watches when he can, but he's not a super fan like he used to be.
Yeah.
Back when we were watching, Tito and Vitor, like we were into it, like we were glued. We'd be watching every single event. And I know he's not into it as much, but it'd still be fun to watch and to talk. Maybe watch an event or show. We'll come back and talk about that pay-per-view that we saw.
Sure.
Break it down.
That sounds good.
How about we do that?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, there you have it. My name's Fidel.
Michael.
This is Talking Again podcast, the TAP. We're going to sign off. Or do you want to sign off?
How do you sign off?
We're going to close out the TAP.
Okay. Close out the tap.
There you have it. Adios.
All right, buddy. Take it easy.